You remember Kim Davis? That was the woman in Kentucky who decided that she was not going to allow homosexual couples to have marriage licenses because Jesus. Now, of course, the United States does not run on Jesus. It runs on the Constitution and the laws that flow thereforth. Now, of course, she was sued. Later on, she was taken to court over what she decided to do, and, of course, she lost, because any rational court that doesn't run on religious law would certainly frown upon her discriminatory practices. Now, the thing is, she's been ordered to pay $222,000 in restitution, essentially in legal fees. So she has to pay for the lawyers of the people who sued her. Now, the problem is the state's probably going to fit the bill for this. The reason being that Governor Bevin, the former Rowan County and Governor Bevin of Kentucky, he was the one standing behind her on this. He was backing her up. And because she was a state employee refusing to do the job that she was supposed to, the office backed her up, the governor backed her up. So they say the state should be paying for it because of their adamance in defending what she did. Now, of course, the state doesn't want to pay for it, and some of the taxpayers are saying that the state shouldn't have to pay for it either, that this is a lot of money coming out of the public coffers for someone who was just being very discriminatory. Now, the problem is, even Devin says that Davis should be paying for them, even though he backed her up on it. And that's the contest now. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Bevin, or is it going to be Davis who are going to pay those fees? Now, Bevin's attorney, Palmer G. Vance II, wrote a brief filing in court. Only Davis refused to comply with the law, as was her obligation as required by the oath of office she took. Well, very interesting. I don't recall that being the case, but that's the argument that he's trying to make. Now, Bevin, the governor, adamantly sided with her, and even he spent 5 days in jail for refusing a court order to issue marriage licenses following the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that effectively legalized gay marriage. So the question is, who's responsible here? Is it Kim Davis for not doing her job, or is it the fault of the state for not making her do her job like she was supposed to, or firing her? Now, in this case, I believe that they're both at fault. She should have done what her office was required for her to do. If she could not do it, there's the door. Now, the reason I say that is because it's a state job, and state jobs are supposed to be devoid of religious influence. However, she decided that she was going to say that she knew better than a Supreme Court ruling, she knew better than the Constitution, and anyone who doesn't think that Jesus should be in charge of the legal system. However, normally I would say probably she should be responsible for it herself. However, she did have substantial support from the governor in Devon, and he is also responsible, and both of them acting as agents of the state do make the state responsible. But let's look at another issue here. $222,000, that's nothing. You know, Kentucky probably spends that on coffee for its employees. I mean, this is pocket change for a place like Kentucky. This could be easily paid out. Essentially, what they're doing here is trying to shift blame from the whole thing from the governor onto merely Davis, when they are both responsible for this situation. If you stand there in the state and you commit a crime or commit a kind of wrongdoing in the name of the state, then yes, you should be paying out for it, and the state should be paying out for it. If the state doesn't like that, then maybe they shouldn't put people like Kim Davis and, well, I guess I can't blame Bevin because he was elected, and I guess, well, the people elected him, so that's, another issue altogether. Yes, they should pay the legal fees of the people that they discriminated against, and they really shouldn't be allowed to sit there and point fingers at each other when they are both guilty of violating people's rights.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.